Hello everybody, and thank you so much for tuning into this your new moon rune reading with me, Lorien. This is for the 19th of October onwards until the full moon, where I'll be doing another rune reading for you all. But I just wanted to make a little announcement and say the November readings are coming. If you're wondering, where they've been, they are on their way. I have currently been in basically a deadline deadline scenario, where I have until the end of October to finish editing an 104,000 word novel to present to agents. So I've been very much in my writing cave. I've been doing readings for you guys, personal readings, and those have basically been my two priorities over the course of the last few weeks. So this is why the November readings have been a little bit late, but I appreciate all your thoughts and all your kind words. For those of you who knew about that situation, thank you so much. But let's see what's coming through. So, as you may know, these runes are very strong, they hold nothing back, and they do give a very broad take of what may be happening universally as well as personally. So, I'm just going to put some energies in the request to know everything that's coming through. And if you do want a personal reading with me, those are not affected by the work that I'm doing on the book. So if you want a personal reading from me, go to the website and also just take a look at those. The rune readings are not on the website yet. So if you want a rune reading, you will have to email me, lorientarot@gmail.com. Okay. Ooh, they're humming a little bit today. Maybe it's because I haven't used them in a little while. Yeah, you're humming today, aren't you? Okay. So let's see. Whoa. Okay, so that's quite a lot of things that are coming through today. Okie dokie. I like this angle a little bit as well because you are able to see more of the cloth. And I know you can see a little bit of the tripod in shot, but it's really difficult not to get that in because it's a very small tripod. So let's have a look. Okay. So this one seems very much on its own. ISA, reinforcement and challenge. Okay, what they're saying to me at the moment is a cluster. So we're not going to have very much happening, seemingly at first. We're not going to have anything happening because it's kind of like ISO over here. So it's reinforcement, it's challenge. We're all going through a challenge at the moment, and that's pretty much what's coming through. However, it kind of moves on, the month moves on, and then we get these two here. Now, this is creativity. And this is all about having that inspiration and that knowledge, this is Kanaz. And it's not quite in reverse. It's actually pointing up towards this particular one of Saulo, which is life force, health, and victory. So when it's kind of pointing towards there, the reinforcement and the inspiration and the knowledge maybe of health and victory, we're all going to be having a little bit of success in the coming month. One can only hope, right? So it feels like there's going to be a little bit more life force. There's going to be a little bit more connection with each other. I mean, if you were to put this together, I suppose you could kind of fit them in one. If you were like doing a jigsaw, you could put the shapes together. But I do feel that there is maybe a little bit of revelation that's coming through, and that leads to a victory. Maybe it's personal, or maybe you have an idea that's going to be able to give you that kind of lead to victory or that success. Or maybe a renewal of your life force, a renewal of your health. I mean, this is not specified to your sun signs or anything like that. But what this is the energy that's coming through that you can grab hold of and utilize. And I also think this is on the more global scale as well. So you could be seeing leaders suddenly get the creative inspiration and lead them to a victory. We've already seen it in New Zealand, where somebody their favoured party has actually gone through and they've had a victory there. So it may have actually, and that was around the full moon, the new moon. So this could have already happened for New Zealand. But I do think that this is all moving towards something better. You have two very similar runes here, actually. This is now Thys, and it feels like there's it looks a little bit like it's upside down, unfortunately. So this is a bit of distress and maybe a little bit of need or drudgery, or, you know, just trying to figure some things out. And this is Gibo. Now, Gibo is about personal relationships. And I'm going to say that this is upright because the form of it looks upright to me. So maybe you have a good relationship or personal relationships with people and they're kind of, you know, going well. But there may be a little bit of need or drudgery about it, restlessness with these two here that could lead to something different. You don't know. I mean, it could be leading to something that you wanted to do for quite some time. Because especially this is the human race, and this is kind of pointing that way. It's not reverse. It's Manaz. It's pointing this way. But I do feel the social order of things and the sort of awareness that we have as a human race will be leading to the need of personal relationships. Maybe we're coming into a sort of understanding here in these two that we are not meant to be isolated. We can be isolated if you feel very much like you just need time to yourselves, but we always need that human connection. And leading here to Odin's rune, which is again not quite in reverse, but I feel like we're getting a bit bored with the status quo. The leadership and the power of words are kind of on a very delicate balance right now. And I feel that we have to watch what we say. We have to, you know, make sure that we don't hurt anybody with the words. But similarly, we need to ensure that we're not just hiding from using words that can inspire people and inspire people in the good way, not in the bad way. Not like rallying people to start, you know, riots and things, but just rallying people maybe to stand up for themselves or stand up for a cause or do something in particular, to have the marginalized voices heard, to support those who are marginalized as well. Maybe we need to do a bit more of that to actually increase a sense of, you know, unity and having just that bit of understanding. I mean, Algiz is also the same as Odin's rune here. So this seems to be like a little bit of taboo, you know, and this is normally the protection rune. So it could be that we're warding off evil, but we're also maybe breaking open a little bit of taboo here. We're breaking open the things that people don't want to talk about, which could be marginalization. And, you know, that we've already seen it with the Harvey Weinstein cases and all the others that are coming through as well in the music industry, probably in the literary industry to a certain degree as well. But maybe it's a sexism thing, maybe it's something more personal to you, but something's being broken open this month. Something is definitely going to come open into the air so you can deal with it and maybe utilize it and move on. But we do have Awaz here, which is motivation, protection, trustworthiness, and defense. So you do seem to have a very strong connection with this rune. This is kind of saying that through all of this, you may feel a bit more protected, you may feel a bit more trustworthy or trusting towards the colleagues, the friends, the family that you have from this kind of empowerment that these personal relationships and maybe talking about the thing that's taboo gives you. I mean, there's a big thing about shame and guilt and how we normally just go, it's fine, it doesn't matter, it's fine. Maybe this is you kind of going into yourself and figuring it out. Maybe it's you getting therapy. Maybe getting therapy is a bit taboo, you know? But it does feel like you are coming into your own, we are coming into our own, and we're helping those around us as well as ourselves. And then here, this is a ruse. And this is very much about physical strength, but it's upside down. So they're trying not to get us to be a little bit rash. I mean, you may even see people who are a bit rash this month. Maybe it's your time to kind of move away from those people. Maybe you will be able to see them in intuition and say, aha, no, I'm not having this. I'm making myself away. It's also indicative of lust. So I would hope that you're not going to kind of rush after certain people and want to encourage them to be with you just on a whim, because I think that could maybe be that rashness and just, you know, don't. I mean, actually, this is about birth. So maybe if you had a one night stand or an affair or something like that, be careful. For those of you who can procreate, be careful. It could also be that this leads to growth. You want to be liberated, but don't be rash about it. If you want to have that, kind of fertility. Don't rush into things. Make sure that you think about things first and just kind of plan it. I do think that in general there may be some like surprises this month, maybe from media or something, where somebody's birth is in the news or something like that. That could be coming through when they don't expect it. Could be that. And then we also have this one here. Excuse me, which is Wonjo. And this is all about pleasure and fellowship and glory. And again, it's not quite reversed, so we're not quite getting that sorrow, that frenzy, or the strife that normally means. But we are getting this sort of feeling of you need to be sure that you're not going to tip the scale into the other area. You need to be sure that you're actually going to experience joy and have that fellowship and have that comfort of understanding people. Because I feel like, we're not going to go into another 60s, 70s revolutionary age. We are going to be in more of a political revolutionary age, more of a gender equality phase, I think, of transition into something new. So we're all on equal footing. But also, I feel that this could tip the scales. I mean, people aren't really sure as to what the balance is. People aren't sure as to how we are supposed to be looking at things or how we're supposed to be understanding certain things. So I think the main feeling is that we just have to make sure that we're not going to either extreme. We're hearing people, we're listening to other people, as well as encouraging ourselves to do more for us. So we need to reach out, but we also need to reach within and just kind of have this understanding of things and each other. So this, you could see this very, very broadly over the course of the next few weeks until the full moon. And I will try and do the full moon on the 4th of November, which is very close to my birthday. But I do think that there's a lot of potential here for you to really utilize and definitely use it to fulfill your own needs this month, but also be careful that your own needs are not treading on others' values or others' potential or even others' hopes and dreams and stuff like that. Just be careful. But let me know what you're planning this month. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for your subscriptions and comments and likes. And as always, if you want to get a reading from me, the link is below. And if you want to rune reading, email me at lorientarot@gmail.com. But I wish you all the very best for this month, a very happy new moon in Libra. I will speak to you on the full moon in Taurus, and blessed be.